feel like it's just all the teachers there are cooperating, and they, ideally, the people who are most suited to take certain responsibilities take certain responsibilities, but there's no central authority figure controlling or making any decisions. It's just all the teachers kind of working with their students and working with each other to give everyone the best possible education. Well, like as far as discipline goes, obviously, as soon as a student gets more out of hand than a teacher wants to deal with at that moment, they just send them to the office and they have to see one of the two administrators who are very feared and hated and, you know, crash down on you with horrible, horrible punishments. And as far as relationships between teachers go, I guess I just feel like I didn't really see anything. Maybe I saw them passing in the halls. I don't really know. I never thought about it. I guess they have their secret teacher lounge, and whatever was going on with teachers, students didn't know about at all. If there's an issue between two students, they try to do like some sort of mediation sometimes. Frequently they just talk to them. Actually, like concrete punishments of like things they like, you know, taking away privileges or something like that was pretty rare. It was usually just trying to get them to stop whatever behavior they didn't think was productive. Their philosophy, small student body, small staff, a staff that wants to work together and wants to let students be a part of it. Just confidence in students and teachers, I think. I think we had like learned a little bit about general constitutional structure and like just basically, and then we just started writing one for Avalon, and then we just like all the students who were in the class would, you know, argue about certain like clauses or bills or whatever in the Constitution, and then once it was finished, it was sent to all the staff, the teachers, and obviously they all talked about it together. They didn't like send it to somebody. Just once the teachers okayed it, and the students voted on it, and then it was accepted and ratified or whatever. I have no idea if it could have happened, but I don't think it would have. They already have a concrete set of rules, and if they're going to change, they're going to change because the administration changes. It's not going to be what the students want the rules to be. They don't have that sort of feedback or student input. I feel like that's completely separate from the way they run things. So they'd work directly with like a partner advisor, two separate advisories, kind of like this, together to some extent. But then they'd have to do other things throughout the day too. Like they'd have to either go teach math or go teach a seminar or maybe two seminars, and do various other things. In which case, like another advisor or some other staff member would come in and like sit in their desk and watch the advisory. And then, you know, obviously because advisors are advising students and students from every advisory are taking classes with every advisor, they'd have to like talk to each other regarding how students are doing and stuff like that. Yeah, I think all the advisors communicated pretty well about each other's students in any setting. I think largely because Avalon's so small, and also because people of all grades are in the same advisory, and even for the most part in the same classes. It just, everybody got along pretty well. It was kind of like, rather than small cliques of people who didn't really interact, it was just kind of like everybody was to some extent friends with everybody. I mean, you knew what everyone at school was good at and like what areas people were strong in, so if I had a problem with like trigonometry or something, if I didn't feel like, or if an advisor who would help me in math normally was busy, I could go find a student at any time and ask them for help in that area. I knew who'd be willing to help me, or everybody would be willing to help me. I knew who'd be capable of helping me. So it was just, I mean, it was their students were resources for each other to some extent. You had a whole spectrum of some teachers being very motivated and really wanting to teach students and connect with students, but those are few and far between. I feel like at Avalon, to a large extent, everybody here was here because they wanted to be teaching students. I think everyone was pretty enthusiastic and willing to work with students to try to, maximize the benefit for everyone. Yeah, I think it's very likely that the fact that teachers could do pretty much what they wanted gave them more enthusiasm and motivation to do stuff like that. Yeah. I think the physical layout was really a big part of it. Just freedom in just every way, and just self-motivated learning, and as we were talking about before, like self-motivated teaching as well. You deciding which classes you wanted to take, and then if there were areas you didn't really want to take classes in, but you wanted to learn about them a different way, you could do that. And you proposing your own projects and all that. But also just the way you interacted with teachers. I mean, just first name basis always. It wasn't at all what I was used to when I first came here, of one authority figure, and then the students are expected to be bad and problems, and it's just a completely different way of doing high school, I think. I mean, it was very successful for me. It did wonders for me. I feel like for students that want to learn, but just want to do well in school and all that, but just are sick of authority and hierarchy and the inability to be trusted as adults. And I think Avalon can be great if you're motivated and if you do care. I think for me, Avalon did prepare me very well for at least liberal arts style college. Yeah, definitely. Especially the having to be self-motivated part. They don't really punish you in either situation if you don't do well. You just look at your grades at the end of the semester and they're not what you want them to be. So you just got to keep yourself going.